Know your Lord. We learn about his names and his attributes. Know your Lord. What he approves and disapproves. Know your Lord. Believe in all things that he has brought forth. Know his oneness, Lord.
Know Your Lord, part of the Right Belief series by Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid, right here on Sunnahfollowers. Being taught by Ustada Layla Nashiba as she lays down the foundations to get you together. Learn about your Lord. Know your Lord. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. Assalamu alaikum. Get to know your Lord. First part of the Right Belief series by Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid. This dynamic literary work of art's main goal is to revive an understanding the names and attributes of Allah. And understanding the name and attributes of Allah will elevate our faith, strengthen us, and keep us steadfast. This wonderful book is now available in an audiobook format and can be found free of charge on YouTube, channel Kareem Abu Zaid. Get to know your Lord. You have nothing to lose. Know him, who he is, what
All right. So we're going to be covering pages 209 to 212 to complete this chapter. We're going to speak about showing mercy to others. We talked about the different categories of people that we should be most merciful to. But remember, our prophet told us that if you are merciful to others, Allah will be merciful to you. So showing mercy extends even to the Muslims, even though you're not my mother, you're not my father, you're not my neighbor. The fact that you're a Muslim, I still have to have mercy. And this is sad because you look at social media. Look at how the Muslims abuse each other on social media. You slander each other, call each other Muslims kafirs, and you attack each other. That's not being merciful. We have a hadith where one of the companions said, "It has reached me that it is written in the Torah, as you show mercy, you will receive it." And one of the companions said, "This is true." The Prophet Muhammad said, "You see the believers as regards their being merciful amongst themselves. They show love amongst themselves, and they're kind amongst themselves. They're like one body, so that if any part of the body is not kept well, then the rest of the body will experience that sickness or sleeplessness." That's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be merciful to each other, not abusing each other. You shouldn't join another Muslim's live stream and start attacking him, critiquing him, calling him out of his name, and all that nonsense like you see today. That's not having mercy. We don't show most mercy with each other, so how dare you expect the kafir to show mercy to you? Also, Allah sent down the following verse of the Quran that many of the Shiites slander our Abu Bakr with. As you guys know, Abu Bakr was the father of Aisha, radiallahu anha. He was not only the Prophet's best friend, but his father-in-law. When the people slandered his daughter, accused her of adultery, there was a man that Abu Bakr used to give charity to. When he found out that that man was one of the big slanderers, he said, "I'm not giving you no more money. I'm not helping you no more." And that's when Allah sent down this verse saying, "And let them forgive and overlook. Would you not like that Allah should forgive you?" And Allah is forgiving and merciful. And when this verse came down, Abu Bakr said, by Allah, certainly I love that Allah should forgive me. So he continued to pay that man's bills for him. And he said, by Allah, I will never stop doing what I was doing for him. Okay? So that goes to show, guys, that's mercy. That's mercy. That's mercy. Like Allah was saying to Abu Bakr, yeah, what this man did was bad, but I'll deal with him. And Allah did deal with that man. He said, but why would you lose your blessings? Don't lose the blessings that you have received from me by helping a person who's poor and can't help theirself. So Abu Bakr continued to take care of that man. Okay? And Allah dealt with that man. And this was the man, this was Mr. Ibn Uthaytha, who was the one that slandered Aisha, radiallahu anha. So if you're doing a good deed, you don't lower yourself to that person's level. Let me give you an example. There was this sister that used to come to my website 20, 30 years ago. She got mad. She did the Amina Fresno. She got mad because she asked me a question and I gave her the answer. And the answer was not what she wanted to hear. She did like Amina Fresno and got mad and said, I ain't never coming back here again. And I'm going to stop paying my donation. And I told her, well, nothing I can do. You know, you asked me a question, I gave you the answer. It's not my fault that it ain't the answer you wanted to hear. I said, if you stop giving in charity, you ain't hurting me. You know, that's a good deed that you was doing for the sake of Allah. I said, if you wasn't doing it for Allah, then you ain't hurting me. And so she stopped giving in charity here. Guess what? I heard that she doesn't practice Islam no more. I found out years later that she left Islam. Okay? Don't allow people to cause you to lose out on the good deeds you doing because you don't like the answer they gave, or you don't like that I said everybody, friends, no, instead of everything. Y'all, we got to get over that. And Abu Bakr, even though this man slandered his daughter, he said, man, I'm going to keep on paying his rent. Even though he slandered my daughter, I'm not going to lose my good deeds because of his ignorance. I'm going to leave it for Allah to deal with him. And Allah dealt with him. Okay? And our Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the best example of mercy. He extended mercy his entire life, even to his enemies and his oppressors. The companions used to go to the Prophet in the beginning of Islam, in the beginning of the Prophet Muhammad's mission when he was in Mecca. The Prophet spent all those years in Mecca. The companions would say, "O Prophet of Allah, curse them, curse the unbelievers, ask Allah to destroy them." And the Prophet told them, I wasn't sent here for that. He said, I was not sent here to curse or pray against my enemies. He said, I was sent here to be a mercy. And here's the hadith. The Prophet said, I was not sent as a curser. I was sent as a mercy to the people. And also the most famous example of the Prophet's mercy, as you guys have been learning in Mukhtar's class, after the conquest of Mecca, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam defeated the people of Mecca and took Mecca back, he could have executed everybody, but he didn't. He forgave them. He forgave Hind. Oh my God, the woman who killed his uncle Hamza, the woman that cut out his heart, that cut out Hamza's heart and his intestines. That was a hard thing to do. But the Prophet said, I'm a prophet sent to be a mercy. She's now Muslim. These people that have now embraced Islam, I forgive you all the bad you did. Even Khalid bin Walid. Remember, before Khalid bin Walid became a Muslim, He was the one that brought the companions defeat at the Battle of Uhud. But when he converted to Islam, the prophet said, anything that you did in the past is forgiven. It's forgiven. So our prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent as a mercy to all of us. That even when it comes to our enemies, even when it comes to the non-believers, we have to have mercy. We should be merciful. Like I say, the Christians, those Christians that come here and attack my website, I show mercy to them every week. I unban you every week. I'll unban you to allow you to come back in hopes that you will learn something. That's mercy. Even though you are my enemy. For those hypocrites amongst us, those Muslim men and women who try to insult me and slander me, I show mercy to them too, because I let them come back too. And when they say, Sister Layla, I'm sorry, I accept their apology and I keep it moving. That's mercy. Also, we show animals mercy too. That's why I was telling y'all earlier, it's important when y'all word things. Ar-Rahman, that's Allah's general mercy. He shows it to the animals. We should show it to the animals too. Look at what happened. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said there was a Jewish woman. She happened to walk by a dog that was lying in the road next to a well. The dog was so overcome with thirst that it couldn't even lift itself up to go drink from the well. So that prostitute, she took off her sock and tied it with her hand cover and drew out some water and she put the water in her shoe. It was her shoe, in her shoe, and drew it out. And she took that shoe filled with water to that dog. The dog drank it. The dog survived. And even though this woman was a prostitute, the simple fact that she did believe in Allah, the simple fact that she never associated partners with him, Allah forgave her of all her past sins. Look at that. That's mercy. That's the mercy that Allah gave her because she showed mercy to that dog. And a dog is one of the lowest animals on earth for us. To show mercy to a dog can be what causes Allah to forgive you of the horrific sins you've done in your life. Allah loves mercy. And he's merciful to those of us who show it to others. And we have another hadith where the same thing happened with a man who was a Jewish man. He was a sinner too, but he never associated partners with Allah. He was thirsty and he got in the well and got him some water. And when he came out the well, he saw a dog suffering with the same thirst he had. So that man climbed back down in that well, filled his shoe up with water, and gave it to that dog. That dog drank it, and Allah was so pleased with the mercy. This man, even though he was a sinful man, but the fact that he believed in Allah, never associated partners with him, Allah forgave him too, because he showed mercy to another one of Allah's creation. We have another hadith where a man came to the Prophet Muhammad. He said, "O Messenger of Allah, I would have slaughtered a sheep, but I didn't kill it because I felt sorry for it. I had mercy on it." And the Prophet said, if you had mercy on the sheep, then Allah will have mercy on you 2 times over. So the simple fact that that man did not kill this sheep because he felt sorry for it. Maybe it was a mother sheep. Maybe she had babies. And he didn't feel like, taking her away from her babies. Whatever it was. The fact that he showed mercy to that animal, Allah will show mercy to you twice over. So again, guys, we want Allah to be merciful to us. We want Allah's love. We want Allah's compassion in our lives. We want Allah's empathy. We want Allah's to be tolerant of us. When's the last time you were tolerant of another one of his creation? Be it an animal, be it a person, be it a non-Muslim. Because even though we dislike the non-Muslims, we still don't go around picking fights with them.